This is another DIY paint job. Well, I'm painting the two bumper, the front and the back bumper. So right now, what we're doing is taping out the area that we want to get painted. So you got a few, bondo spot. So we're gonna do a quick bondo repair. So right now what I'm doing is I'm filling I'm mixing up the filler so I can fill all the the bad areas. So you gotta mix the bondo until it become one consistent color. So that's the front bumper. I'm gonna allow the bondo to dry so I can sand it. And this is the rear bumper. I'm just doing the final touch up so I can get it sanded. So you gotta make sure that you fill out all the bad spots. All the low spots, you gotta make sure you fill all the low spots. So you gotta fill out all the bad spot because you gotta match the bad spot with the good spot. And blend everything and make everything good. So right now I'm using an orbital DA. This is an orbital DA. Instead of unblocking, this is a bumper job. So I'm not gonna unblock it. I'm gonna just use a DA to cut down the filler, body filler. So right now what I'm doing, I'm trying to adjust the DA to get the right speed. Cause you gotta get this thing spinning the right way, not too fast, not too slow. So right now what I'm doing, I'm feather edging. I'm feather edging the edge, make sure it's feathered out so the paint can, sit properly on the surface. So right now I'm feathering out the front bumper. You got a high spot right there. I gotta go back. So this is, I apologize for cutting out the priming process, but this is the job when it's prime. So right now, my friend is wet sanding the prime spot because you gotta knock it back down. You can't just paint over the primer. You gotta wet sand it so you can have a smooth substrate to paint on. So what I'm doing is I'm sanding down the substrate to get it nice and smooth before I put the first coat of paint on it. So right now I'm just checking for any, imperfection. And always remember to do the underneath of the bumper. Even though you can't see it from close up, from a distance you can see all the way underneath. So remember to do the underneath. So right now what I'm doing, I'm cleaning. I'm feather edging out the rest of the primer so I can clean it up to put my first layer of paint. So right now what I'm doing, I'm mixing up the paint. And this is the reducer that I recommend. It's like depend on the temperature. You know, if it's a temperature of 85, 80 and above, the best reducer to use is a medium reducer. So the paint job don't, it don't take too long to dry and it don't dry too fast. Okay, normally I would use a paint mixing cup to mix my paint, but because this is a small bumper job, I'm just gonna, just mix the paint in the gun because I've been doing this for so long, I can eyeball it a little bit. So I'm gonna eyeball it and just mix the paint in the gun because it's a small bumper job. But if it's a bigger job, then I would surely use a mixing cup so I can get the proper measurement. So right now what I'm doing, I'm checking the color to see if the color match, and voila, that's a perfect blend. Color is perfect. There you go, perfect color. You gotta make sure you get the color as close as possible, because you don't want to paint an area and then that area be looking different from the rest of the car. You want everything to match. So I'm mixing up the paint. I'm gonna add a little reducer. Not too much, because I don't want to water down the paint too much. I want it to have a body. I want it to be thick. The mixing cup of a reading. So what I do, I use the markings on the side of the mixing cup to mix it. So now I'm about to put on my first coat of paint. So I'm gonna start on the rear bumper. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna test my fan to make sure I got the right consistent pressure and the right fan pattern. And in America, you can paint a bumper, one panel, or a pint of paint in your garage, in your backyard, anywhere. It's not against the law to paint one panel or a quarter paint, or a pint of paint, sorry. A pint of paint in America. So what I'm saying is, with a pint of paint, you can paint. It's legal to paint a pint of paint or one panel anywhere in America without a body shop license. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get the paint on as flat as possible. I don't want it to be like, graining or nothing. I want it to be flat and nice. So this is my first coat of paint. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put on like maybe 2 or 3 coats. If the second coat give me a proper coverage, then I'll just leave it. But if the second coat don't give me a proper coverage, then I'll put another coat on. Now I'm painting the front bumper. This is my first coat. Okay, that's my first coat. So I'm gonna let that dry, then I'm gonna apply the second coat. So this is my second coat of paint, and this is paint. I gotta make sure this paint is, I got full coverage before I add the clear. I got a little bit of dust developed there, so I just slightly wipe it with my hand because my hands are dry and not oily. So what I'm doing, I'm getting the blend area proper. I'm not painting the whole bumper, I'm just painting the damaged area. I'm blending in the damaged area with the good area. So this right here, this is my third coat of paint and my final coat. And remember, when you're blending this, you can't go too close to the bumper, to the fender. You can't go too close to the fender because you want to leave a spot so the paint can match properly. So stay away from the edge of the fender when you're painting. Okay, so now I'm finished painting. I'm gonna add a clear coat. So now I'm putting my first coat of clear. So when you're putting on your clear coat, remember, make it your first coat, make it a as thin as you possibly can. Because I'm gonna put three coats of clear also. I put 3 coats of paint, so now I'm gonna put 3 coats of clear. So this is my first coat of clear. And with this, I'm just using a regular Arbor Freight gun. I'm not using a $1,500 gun. or a $2,000 gun. This is just a regular $10 Harbor Freight gun, but it's giving me a perfect paint job. It's just, you just gotta know how to use the gun, the pressure and all that stuff. So right now I'm spraying at a high RPM. And this is my first coat of clear on the front bumper as well. So now this is my second coat. And my second coat is looking so good, I just might keep it at 2 coat. But we'll see at the end of this coat. Because sometimes the second coat is so good, because it's just a bumper, I just leave it, because it's just a bumper. But if it's not pleasing to my eyes, then I'll put a third coat on. So sometimes 2 coat you can just put 2 coat as well, but I like to put 3 coats. Okay, I apologize. I did put 3 coats on, but I accidentally miss. I can't find a clip for the third coat, so I apologize. But I did put 3 coat on. So now I'm unmasking the car. I'm unmasking the bumper, and this is the final. This is the final product. Beautiful, no runs, no sagging, no clear sag, no no blemish. It's just a beautiful job, and it's not done in a paint booth. So right now I'm just unmasking. After I let it dry for like 30 minutes, I unmask it, and this is the final product. Perfect match, no discoloration, one even tone all the way across. So thank you for watching.